10th person voted out of Zoomvivor Anarchy, and the third member for jury. Garrett, that's 6. That is enough. Alright. Before we proceed to our next tribal, do you have anything to say to the tribe?
I mean, no, mad respect. It was a good move. Have fun and keep on fighting.
11th person voted out of Zoomvivor Anarchy, and the 4th member for jury. Lee. Lee, for that vote, that's 6. That is enough. Any final words for the tribe?
Yep. Y'all dumb as hell if you don't vote Karen out. See ya.
All right. I was supposed to say something to Lee, but
Good game, Lee.
the tribe has definitely spoken. Okay, so now that we got that out, that double tribal, let's see if things are gonna get any more predictable, or you may never know, something unpredictable might come up.
I'm happy. I'm happy that Garrett and Lee are now gone, which pretty much is an indication of how much control I have of this game. I am now pretty much dictating who's gonna go home next, and that makes me happy, and that makes me so excited about the things to come. But what's really concerning me is that I still want to work with Gage. I really still want to work with Gage because I still trust him. He's a nice guy. I've been working with him since day one, and he's just fun to be around with. And so I'm trying to think of a way to put him in our alliance, but it seems like that's close to impossible, but I'm still gonna try just for him. I mean, I think he deserves that. He's so mad at me right now. But whatever, we're playing a game, Gage. Come on.
We sent Garrett home with the All Filipino Alliance 6-5. There's a 6-5 vote turnout, and it's really one of the most crucial tribal council for me because the vote was really a close vote. Like it's 6-5.
Fuck, Final 9. I was excited to get to this point, and I was really looking at 9 from the moment I hit merge. I was like, I need to make Final 9, and I need to make a move right here, right now. And Garrett had this big plan of bringing me and Gage together and then running the table afterward, and I had some red flags with that because Rain reported to me that Gage and Garrett had tried to pull the same conversation with her. So I get it, this is Zoomvivor, this is Survivor, people are gonna try to make a deal and double deal and go back and forth. I was doing the exact same thing, so I get it. But if my ride or die is telling me that they seem to have the same deal going on with her, and that they have expressed to her that they trust her more than they trust me, then that's not looking good. So I knew that getting rid of Garrett was a right call. I just wish I didn't make it at 11. I wanted to make it here at 9.
After Garrett was gone, I am relieved and comfortable with working with the All Filipino Alliance because we sent Anthony home, and during that chaos advantage, I think a Filipino voted for an American. So that's potentially what I'm thinking on the top of my head.
Once again, all of these people think that they're all going to make it to the end of the game, it seems like, because they're literally just clipping us left and right. Garrett went home on the first vote, which was a shocker to me personally, because I thought that it would either have been myself or Lee. Second vote, they take out my closest ally that I had left in the game, and Lee, and I'm just so frustrated because I'm literally here with nothing.
Happy. It means that what I sensed that moment is the other group doesn't really have a solid alliance. You can break them. You can break them. Just put Rain there to talk to someone, and then they will believe Rain, and then they will vote they would vote their allies out, and they wouldn't even know that we're working together. So really happy. So my initial idea and picture from that is the other tribe, the other tribe, the Mata, OG Mata is not really stick together. Yeah, because we're working with some of them. And then the OG Chaos Alliance not working, and then the other alliances are not stick. So it's a very good timing for me just to pitch for next and next and next and next. Again, how the first vote went out, it's a pattern. And just have to set the right tone, get the right people. And I'm really happy for this part of the game so far. And I know that we're gonna get there. Just be patient and not betray each other from the alliance.
I get fucking blindsided. Garrett goes home, and I'm fucking gutted. Like, Garrett was my boy. He was my number one. I was so down to shotgun that beer at the end with him. You know, like I've never been blindsided like I was when Garrett was voted off. Yeah, no, like that. I've never been so shocked by that. Like I felt lost a little bit. You know, he was, like I said, he was the person that I knew I could go to and talk without having to worry about any bullshit, without feeling like I couldn't be authentic. He was someone we bounced back ideas all the time. I knew, like, no matter what I said, like, he wouldn't betray me, is how I felt. So losing that kind of person at this point is fucking awful. Like, I was lost. Like, I don't know what to do. And then he's gone, and we immediately have to go into another vote. I'm blindsided. I don't know what to do. So I just have to stick with the vote that, you know, at that point, clearly a line was drawn by Rain, by that side. They just voted out my closest ally. So I can't work with them. I don't want to work with them. So I just have to vote with Karen, even though I knew it was a losing cause. I knew Karen wasn't going home, but, like, I didn't know who they were voting for. I assumed they're voting for Lee, but I wasn't going to put my vote on Lee and then betray the other side now, like, you know, betray Lauren, Missy, people that I now need to work with going forward.
I felt a bit more comfortable with, or I'm beginning to feel more comfortable with the Filipino Alliance, with how the tribal council worked out, seeing that we were quite organized in terms of how the vote went, and the two people that we wanted out got out in the game. I do still feel kind of bad that I left the OG Chaos Alliance, but yeah, they shut me out. So I have to lean more towards where I feel like there are people I could lean on, or people I could vote with. So yeah.
I was on board in voting Garrett out. Also because I didn't really, we still had good relations in our last chats. So I was thinking, okay, I guess it was okay that he was going to be out and be in the jury because we don't have any, I guess, bad blood. So I was okay with the Garrett vote. So that was for the first round. And then for the next one, when they were saying already that it was Lee's turn and the other side was still for Karen, I really wanted to vote with them for Karen. And I think I did say that I was gonna vote for Karen, but that was one of the first time that I lied, and I really didn't. I wasn't truthful with them. So I voted for Karen. I voted for Lee, and I did say again that I'm gonna try to save one of you, and yeah, I wanted Lauren more than Lee at that point, so I voted for Lee.
But yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that he doesn't stay mad, that he is going to be working with me still, and at least I could predict how he operates. He is a very dangerous player. He is very social, he talks to a lot of people, he can make people agree with him, so that's something that I have to be wary of. So I don't know, this is me, this is my weakness. I know in my mind is telling me that the correct vote is it has to be Gage. But my heart is telling me no, he needed to be saved. And I don't know, I'm just so confused at the moment.
When after that Garrett boot, I talked to All Filipino Alliance on potentially eliminating Lee because Lee has been creating chaos ever since this game began, and it could be good for our side to just eliminate the uncertainty and leave Lauren alone so that she will be a free agent and she could potentially be our number. And in this round, there the all Filipino the in this round the All Filipino Alliance were choosing between Lee and Lauren, and Leela and I are saying that if we vote out Lauren, we're not gonna get Lee. He will side with Gage and Garrett, and wala na pala si Garrett. He will side with the Americans and we will not get a number. But if we're gonna save Lauren, on the other hand, she could potentially work with us. So I told Lauren we're voting off Lee, and I don't know if she followed our plan, but eventually we sent Lee home, and that's good for my game because he has been targeting me ever since, and I don't know why, but with Lee gone, I could potentially work with Lauren.
I still have Gage with me, and I still have Missy. But they're not my closest people. I mean, Lee and I have been riding out this entire game together, and now that I don't have Lee, well, first of all, you lose the entertainment factor because now it's just not going to be as exciting. Well, you got Gage and me who are going to liven up the show a little bit, so it's not like watching paint dry at every tribal council because I'm not afraid to call these people out on their bullshit, don't you worry. So going into the next challenge, I got to win, because I think that people think I'm more threatening than Gage and Missy.
Okay, guys, for this next challenge, we won't need anything to prepare, but we will get to it right now. Okay. So, what's gonna happen is, Rain, since you have won last immunity challenge, so this is how it's gonna go. One sec. Alright. This is how it's gonna go. Give me 2 names right now.
I'm sorry, for what?
Can you give me 2 names?
Each of us.
No, just Rain.
Just me? Okay, I don't need to know the reason.
You'll find out.
Okay, I guess Stan and Gage.
Right, Stan and Gage. So, Rain, Stan, and Gage, you will be team captains for this next challenge. Alright, with this, each of you will choose 2 people among the 6 left to form teams of 3. Right, let's start with Rain, and then Stan, and then Gage. Rain, choose 1 person.
I choose Jet.
All right, Jet, Stan.
I choose Missy.
All right, Missy, then Gage. You're on mute.
Lauren.
All right, Lauren, which means Leela, Karen, and Mads are left. Rain, who do you choose?
I choose Leela.
All right, Leela, Stan, Karen or Mads?
Karen.
All right, Karen, which means Gage is left with Mads. So those are your teams. I will explain to you our next immunity challenge. All right. This challenge is called Battleships. If you're familiar with the real game of Battleships, this should be easy to you. Right, instructions. Tribes will have to hide 3 pegs within the grid, after which each person from each team will try to bomb a coordinate in the hopes of finding the pegs of the other groups. First 2 groups to lose all 3 pegs will be the only people up for being voted out next tribal, which means we're giving away 3 individual immunities for this immunity challenge. Alright, so which means each person will get to choose a peg, a coordinate where they'll place their peg, and after which, once everyone has chosen, we will start the bombing of the coordinates. Okay, we will now start the bombing. So this is how it's gonna go. Again, the colors for each group are, for Rain, you have blue, Stan's group is green, and Gage's group is yellow. Okay? We're gonna start with yellow, with Gage. Gage, pick a coordinate to bomb.
E5.
So verify it's E5.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if E5 contains something. Nope. E5 is empty. Now we go to green, Stan.
Yeah. Hold on. C3.
C3. Let's see if C3 has something. Nope, empty. Next up, Rain.
We are choosing F6.
F6. Let's see if F6, what F6 contains. One moment. Right, F6 is empty. Now we go to the second person chosen by Gage, which is Lauren.
Give me 1A.
A1. Okay. Again, guys, you can ask your teammates for help if you want. That's allowed. Again, just verifying that's A1, right, Lauren?
That is correct.
Right, updating the board, and it's empty. Now we go to Stan's second pick, which is Missy. Missy, pick a coordinate. You're on mute, Missy.
There we go. A6.
Alright, A6. Let's see if A6 contains a peg. Just a second. Updating the board now. A6 is also empty. Now we go to Rain's second choice, Jet.
B2.
B2, correct?
Yes.
Okay. B2. Let's see, updating the board now. B2, also empty. Alright guys, this looks like a bingo card right now. Alright, next up we go to Gage's third member, which is Mads. Pick a coordinate. Sorry, what is that?
B3.
B3. Let's see if B3 has something. Alright, updating the board now, and B3 contains green, which means green is out one life. There are 2 pegs left for green. Next up, we have Karen. Karen?
Okay, let's see. Can we have F3, please? No, sorry. Hello?
Yeah. What's
Can
your
you hear
final?
me?
Yes. What's your final coordinate?
A4.
A4. Okay. A4. Let's see if A4 contains something. And A4 is empty. We go back to our team captains. Gage.
I'll do F4.
Alright, F4. F4, okay. Updating the board, and F4 contains blue, which means 1 peg goes away for blue. Alright, time for Stan.
Give me C2.
Alright, C2. Okay. Updating the board, C2 is filled with yellow, which means all teams are out of 1 peg. We now go to Rain.
I choose C6.
C6. Okay. C6, updating the board. C6 contains green, which means green loses another peg, leave them with one more peg. Okay, next up, Lauren.
Give me A2.
All right, A2. A2 is empty. Next up, we have Missy. Missy?
Yes, hold on 1 second. D as in Delta 5.
All right, Delta 5. Dating the board now. Delta 5 contains blue, which means blue loses another peg, left with one more peg. Next up, we have Jet.
C1.
Okay. C1. Give you guys a sec. C1 contains nothing. Alright, we now go to Mads.
F2.
F2. Let's see if F2 contains something. And F2 contains green, which means green is out of the challenge. We're looking for one more group. Now go to Karen.
Oh, I thought we're out.
Oh, sorry. We now go to Leela.
I'll choose B4.
B4. Alright, B4 contains nothing. B4 contains nothing. Now we go to Gauge.
A5.
A5. Okay, A5 contains nothing. Rain.
E2?
E2. Yes, E2. Right. E2 contains nothing. Next up, we have Missy. No, sorry. We have Lauren.
Give me D1.
Dog 1. Alright, D1 contains nothing. Next, Jet.
D6.
Dog 6. Okay, dog 6. Update the word now. Dog 6 contains nothing. Now we go to Mads.
C4.
C4. Alright, C4 contains nothing. Go to Lila.
F3.
F3. Okay. Dating the board now, and F3 contains yellow, which means one peg of yellow is out. Both teams are left with one peg each. Okay, now we go to Gage.
B5.
Right, B5. Let's see. If B5 contains something. Dating the board. Okay, and B5 contains blue. Congratulations to Gage, Lauren, and Mads. You are safe for this tribal council. As for the rest of you, one of you will be the 12th person voted out of Zoomvivor Anarchy and the 5th member of our jury. Congrats, guys. I will give you guys a few minutes to strategize and we'll get to tribal.
Guys.
Good job.
This is really bad. We demerge and I'm not immune, so that's not good. I know Rain is not immune and doesn't have an idol as well. She says she could play it for us, but I know that she's also going to act in the name of self-preservation if need be. So now the question is, who do we vote out if we can't take out Gage and Lauren who are together? So I'm kind of kicking myself now because I should have drafted either Gage or Lauren. I should have split those two up because if they weren't split up, then at least one of them would have guaranteed to have gone home here at this tribal, but that's not happening, so fuck me.
Gusto ko na rin may shock ako dito. Okay. Oh my god, so we just lost. Char, ang pangit, never mind. Okay, so we just lost. And when I found out that the immunity challenge was won by Mads, Lauren, and Gage, I knew that PBB was, in a way, kind of in shambles. Because I knew that they wanted Lauren out for once. They wanted Lauren out in that round. But also, Missy was still an OG chaos, and I think they were still weighing that factor that they needed her to be in the game.
We are the first team that was out. So I don't feel safe at Final 9, and it's really bad for my game that Lauren and Gage were safe.
So the target was either Lauren or Gage, and they are immune, so whatever, which leaves Missy as the only one who is a possible, what's the only option for now, I guess. Leela could possibly be a boot also because I trust Missy. I like Missy. We have a good relationship. We are in opposing alliances right now, but it doesn't stop us from being kind and to one another. So she is goods to me. So I don't know. Oh God. And of course, it's still dangerous if there's only one person that is very easy to target, which is Missy, because she could have an idol. I mean, I still have one, but I don't know. This is anarchy. You don't know who has advantages. So that's really, really scary. This is a scary round. But I just need to talk to Gage and make sure that I know where his head is at, because if push comes to shove, I think I'm going to have to play my idol, but oh God, I'm really scared at the moment. I'm losing control and I don't like it. I don't like it.
Finally, something goes in my direction. Gage and I were on the same team. Gage picked me, wasn't a shocker. I mean, you want to keep your allies safe. So what ended up happening was Gage, myself, and Mads were on a team. And to be truthfully honest, this is the first time I ever interacted or even talked to Mads, because truthfully, she is boring and brings nothing to the table. And I just don't see what she's doing in this game, which in my opinion, I think she's just coasting and is here to watch her friends win, because if she gets to the end, there's no way in hell she's winning this game. So I think people are just going to drag her ass to the end.
I knew that for once, Lauren was safe, and that was good that Lauren was safe. So I actually talked to her like, oh my God, good that you're safe and you had the immunity, because for sure it's gonna be you, because Gage and Missy was still like I said, an OG Chaos member. So good for them, good for her.
Ha ha ha, bitches. For those people who didn't pick me for their tribe, I know you. And I'm going to sit pretty here while you all scramble who's gonna be voted out from the two of you. So that's my initial feeling. And at the same time, I feel like working with Lauren is really good. Gage is okay. So I'm hopeful for a collaboration, to be honest. What they can actually propose. I'm not sure about their game, because Lauren, we weren't able to connect until this moment when we won the challenge. So I'm really hoping that whatever she has in mind, we can work together. So that's what I'm looking forward after working with them for this immunity challenge.
It's now, the setup is basically, there's 3 Americans, me, Missy, Lauren, and then there seems to be 6 Filipinos of, Rain, Jet, Stan, Mads, Layla, Karen, and there's possibly this Filipino alliance. And so, we don't now, they can just pick us off easily. We're feeling very vulnerable. So going into this challenge, we get split off into these groups, and Rain chooses me as a captain. I know that's just kind of like trying to throw me a fucking bone, I guess, of like, oh, I just voted out your closest person and like completely blindsided you, but you're gonna be like a captain in this challenge. So awesome. So my only thing going into that is like I wanted to protect Lauren and Missy as best I could, because if we were all safe, then that side has to pick off one of their own, and that's only good for us. So when I'm team captain, I choose Lauren first. Great, move on. But then one of the other tribes picks Missy, which I'm not surprised by, just because obviously I'm sure they knew that's what I was planning on doing. That's what I wanted to do. So they didn't want to give us the opportunity to all be safe. You know, at least one of us would be potentially vulnerable going into tribal council. So then, you know, whoever was left between Mads and whoever, I just picked Mads. I was like, okay, I've worked with, she's been around long enough. She sleeps through this game like half the time, so she's not really like a huge threat. And I'm sure I was a little worried maybe she tried to pull something like try to sabotage us in the challenge, so we wouldn't get immunity. But like I said, she slept through most of this game, so I was like, she'll probably sleep through this challenge. I don't know.
Now, thoughts on this vote. I say that about Mads, but I'm gonna see if maybe she'll vote with us, pull in Leela, so then that way we can save Missy, and once again, target my favorite person in this game, in Karen. I mean, I want Karen out so bad. She literally is the biggest threat, and why no one wants to take her out, I think is so stupid.
I told Rain at Final 9 that if she's gonna vote me off, I just wanna reach Final 6 or the finale week. But at this point, Rain told me that she's willing to stick with me, and I'm really comfortable also knowing that she has my back. But Final 9 is also a crucial round for me because it's gonna be a close vote again. And I really need to up my game at this point because I cannot just rely on the All Filipino Alliance. So I'm also talking to Lauren if she's willing to rebuild our relationship.
Like, seeing that Lauren was safe, I kind of predicted that they were gonna go for another person who wasn't an obvious target, or another person whose elimination won't be as expected.
And at this point, like I said, like this whole time, especially coming into Merge, I knew Rain is at the center of so many of these relationships. She's at the center of so many of these alliances. So it just seemed like it was now or never at this point. And going into Merge, I was like, I need to get rid of Rain at like final 9-ish, 8, 10, whatever. In that ballpark is when she has to go.
Gage came up to me and said, hey bud, if you make it to the end and Rain's sitting there with you, I'm not going to give you my vote. But you can change that right now. Take Rain out right here, right now with me and Lauren and Missy. And I'm like, all right, bro, sounds like a great plan. How many you got? And he goes, it's us 3 and you and someone else. And I'm like, that's 4 out of 9. And if Brad Culpepper ever taught you anything on Survivor, 4 out of 9 is out, not in.
I'm working my ass off trying to get these people to vote at Rain. I'm doing all I can. I'm going to Stan. I'm telling him, like, why do you want to work with Rain long term? Like, if you sit at the end with her, you're gonna lose. Missy and Lauren are pitching Karen. That seems to kind of be where they think the votes can head. I'm not against Karen. I was like, I'm down with that, but like, it just seemed like I said, it's now or never. Like, if we're gonna make this move, we gotta make it now. Like, the iron is hot.
That alliance can get rid of Karen, and we're still down on the numbers. They can get rid of me whenever they want. So I don't know why no one wants to make that crucial move right now. Get something that you can depict yourself from everyone else, because when you get to the end, then you can say, I took out a huge threat. And I'm not gonna lie, Karen is so threatening in this game, and if she makes it to the end, she gets my vote. And I'm gonna state that at Tribal Council to make sure she has the biggest target on her back.
But Karen is pushing for a Missy vote, and I hear that people are still taking out Karen, which is so funny to me because, come on, she doesn't have the numbers. She is the bottom of the alliance. She doesn't have influence. She doesn't have control. Why are you taking her out? She is the ultimate GOAT. Come on. You should be targeting Stan or myself. But we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to stray or whatever, and don't know if I'm going to play my idol, but at this moment, this is really a very, very scary tribal because the obvious targets are immune. So We'll just have to wait and see.
All right. Welcome, guys, to Tribal Council. We now bring in the members of the jury. Garrett and Lee voted out last tribal. All right. Gage, we just had a very interesting challenge where the tribe demerged and there were 3 immunity necklaces to be given out. So at this point, how crucial do you think that immunity is?
For me, it was really crucial. I mean, my head was on the chopping block, so yeah, this was a peak moment to win it.
All right. So, Leela, for the rest of the people who is unsafe for this tribal, do you think what is the best move to do? Like, do you vote out like a potential number, or you go for a big threat, or you go for a challenge beast, a social threat? How do you define a threat at this point?
I guess for a threat, I guess you can say na it can be someone could be a social threat for the jury threat. Wait, sorry, I don't know survivor terms. I'm so sorry. A jury threat, I guess, and also a threat in a way that they can sway people's minds easily. So I guess that's also gonna be a threat. But for me, I'm going for the one that I think will be good for my game, but also is a threat. So does that make sense?
Yes. How about you, Lauren? Do you how do you define a threat at this point in the game?
I mean, everyone here's a threat because they're still in the game. But I will say for this vote, I've heard so many names tossed around, which shows me that people aren't as tight as you might think that you're with your alliance. So definitely people that you think you're close with have thrown your name out. So just beware of that. I will say in terms of threatening levels, the strategic players are always threatening, but at the end of the day, social players are too, because social players can sometimes get to the end and pitch their case to the jury. If you're a really likable person, then that jury will potentially reward you with the vote in the end. I'm not so concerned about anyone challenge beast or anything like that, because different people have won challenges, so I'm not worried about that. But for this vote, I just want to tell people, beware. People you think you're tight with, you're not really tight with them because they're throwing your name out.
Jet, that's a bold statement from Lauren. Do you upon hearing that, do you think that this is gonna be a straightforward vote?
Sorry.
Do you think that this vote is going to be straightforward?
I guess as much as possible, I'd want to hope I'd want to hope for it to be straightforward or simple. But you could really expect anything. Like anything can really happen in these tribal councils. Like someone can bring out another advantage, and another person can bring another advantage. So we'll just see.
Jet, what's the straightforward vote in your opinion for this tribal council? I don't see a straightforward vote, but what do you think it is? Because you seem like there's a straightforward vote. I'm curious.
I guess a straightforward vote would be my vote, because like that's my vote. So my perception of where the game is going, or how I view the game is going. So yeah.
But if you're saying straightforward, there's obviously people that you have to be voting with. Your one vote doesn't do anything. So I'm just curious with which name it is the straightforward vote.
I think it's pretty obvious that everyone has to have numbers. So yeah, I'm coming from my perspective, and if you're looking, yeah.
But at this point at Final 9, it's not, sorry, well, I'm going to continue. It's not just about numbers, it's about who you can beat at the end, who you want to be at the Final 3 with. Like, it's great to have numbers, but if that gets you 4th, or if that gets you losing place at Final 3, it's not really worth it.
Okay. Rain,
Yes. Hi.
But Gage mentioned that it's a potential move like for a player to bring someone who they think they can beat in the end
Mhm.
when it comes to final tribal. But
Yeah.
with this pool of players currently in the game, are we sure that any player here is beatable based on how everyone is playing?
You know, at the end of the day, it all boils down to the jury. Some members of the jury will vote based on emotions. Some would even ask you for a number. I mean, everything is arbitrary at this point. So I believe that at this point, of course, you would be. I think it's not smart to think about the end game and not think about the winnability of each and every one. But at the same time, you really have to consider what the jury is, you know, considering when they're voting. So it goes hand in hand.
All right, Stan. What do you think the tribe should remember before going to vote, since there are only 6 people they can choose from?
The tribe should remember that there are only 6 people they can choose from. That changes everything.
Okay. So, before we go to vote, Gage, Lauren, and Mads, you are safe, but I am giving you the option right now to pass your immunity to someone else if you wish. But I don't think any will. So, okay. With that, on that note, guys, it is time to vote. You know the drill. Good luck.
Might as well keep with the theme, I guess. Whatever.
I literally have lost track with how many times I've voted for you in this game. And honestly, if you don't go on this vote and you get to the end, I have to vote for you, because this is crazy that you have managed to stay in this game. But I hope you go home on this vote. I just hope Mads and Layla vote with us. Please, please, please.
You know what? I have a feeling that it's going to be me now, but I don't know. Not so sure.
I'm sorry. I was really going to vote the person that I said that I was going to vote in our group chat, but since I heard Rain's name being passed around, I have to save her and give another vote for you. So I'm really sorry for this, but as always, you are my safe vote, so I will vote for you.
I'm so sorry, I like you as a person, but I think it's between you or me right now. I don't know.
You are so nice, but unfortunately, I have to vote you out just to stay in the game.
You were kind of unpredictable, and now I know that you're on the other side, so I just had to take you out. Keep the numbers strong on my side for now.
Alright, I now have the votes. Before I read the votes, if anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person with the highest number of votes needs to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Missy. Missy, that's 2 votes, Missy. Karen, that's 2 votes, Missy, 1 vote, Karen. Karen. We're tied. 2 votes Missy, 2 votes Karen. Karen, that's 3 votes Karen. Missy, we're tied again. 3 votes Karen, 3 votes Missy. Missy, that's 4 votes Missy, 3 votes Karen. Person voted out of Zoomvivor Anarchy and the 5th member of our jury. Missy. Missy, for this vote, that's 5. That is enough. Any final words for the tribe?
Good luck. I have fun. No hard feelings.
Good game, Mama.
Good game, Missy.
Take care, Missy.
Right, Missy, you played a great game. Unfortunately, the tribe has spoken. Give me. Eight people left. Definitely at this point, everyone is a threat.
Yeah. I'm fine. I was expecting it because I was the only one left that is not in the Filipino alliance. So it was pretty straightforward. That's what was going to happen. No matter what they said, that's what was going to happen. Oh, I wasn't expecting it in the beginning. I didn't think it was a thing. I wasn't making it a thing. And then until it became obvious, I was loyal to the original OG Chaos, and that's what I thought was going to happen. But they had other plans. Well, anybody that the original Chaos Alliance was who I thought was the alliance. I mean, my alliance to the end until the Lee vote. That's what clued me in on it wasn't really a straightforward alliance. If they were flipping around to anybody. I mean, I think everybody in the game was pretty evenly matched up. I mean, I don't see any competition being any, more social threats than anybody else. So it could be anybody, honestly. I was hoping it was going to be Karen just because it was between me and her. But she knew it was between me and her too. So I don't have any hard feelings about that.
Can I ask who are you rooting for the rest of the game?
Rain.
Why?
Because I think we talked the most out of the entire game, and she's got a good game.
Can you describe what her game is like?
She's very social, extremely social. She's really good at it, and she's a very good strategic player.